As I sit here staring at a river, I wonder where it leads. Still waters run deep, swift current carve canyons, wind patterns start to form. A butterfly flaps its wings, Katrina, tropical storm. How did we get here? Where are we going? What separates us from our dreams, a river or an ocean? Going with the flow, but I'm still fighting with changing tides undertow. When the sharks are still trying to eat me alive. Man versus wild, I pray that I keep on winning, and the Lord have it in his will to see me through this sinning. Got my head in the clouds, feet on the ground, one step after the next. Fearing each one brings me closer to success or death. Damn, either would bring me peace, my faith bring me resolve. But until the day I'm deceased, me and my niggas trying to get it, grinding to make it happen, waiting to catch fire. Till then we just matches. Tonight's conversation on Wax will be all about the crazy world of dating and relationships. You know, it's a lot like parallel parking in a busy city. Backseat drivers, traffic, other people want your spot. Then when you finally get in that bitch, you gotta pay for parking. Getting lost in the world of Tinder, Bumble, Christian Mingle. And you know, you can do it like the dinosaurs used to do before the asteroid hit. Just talk to women in real life. It's like a buffet of potential partners. You just keep swiping until your thumb gets a workout, cause some of y'all ain't hitting the gym anyway. It's a never-ending game of hot or not. But let's be honest, most people just swiping for a shot of free food or some expensive coochie. Now, with online dating, you never know who you gonna meet. Some people posting pictures from 10 years ago when they still had hair and a full set of teeth, and then show up to the date and you think, either this motherfucker a time traveler or I just got catfish. But dating isn't just about the looks. It's all about finding someone with similar interests. I went out with a woman who claimed to be a thrill seeker. I thought, great, skydiving, bungee jumping. It ain't gonna be tough to get shawty out hiking. Nah. Turns out shawty idea thrill seeking was going through a nigga phone when I went to the bathroom. Point being, you hear me? It's all kind of problems you could run into. You could even run into ghosting. People disappear faster than a magician's assistant in a box. You understand me? You can have great conversation, make plans for the future, and then just poof, they go. It's like they were never there. Maybe they think they saving you from a bad date or a tough conversation, but come on. At least not a smoke signal, you know what I'm saying? Too many of my female friends let me know y'all stressing them the hell out. You feel me? Yeah, of course. Those are a lot of people who take a date to a whole nother level. I got a partner who took your date to the petting zoo. I was like, boy, you better take Shawty to a dinner and a movie. This nigga said, nah, bro, this gonna be fun, little cute activity. Show Shawty I'm different. Little did he know Shawty was allergic to every animal in that bitch. Women say they love a man with a plan till you gotta worry about vegans, gluten allergies, political leanings, and all type of shit. The game done changed, y'all. Don't lose hope, though. Despite all the ups and downs of dating, there are success stories out there. You know it's true love when you can share your weird quirks like eating pineapple on pizza or singing crazy like a crazy person every moment of the day. Your lady has that side, and if you've never seen it, you ain't created the proper space for her. They will. I promise you they will want to stick around if they show you that side of themselves. Finding your person and still getting to be who you are is truly, truly more than worth it. So keep swiping, keep smiling, and remember, in the world of dating, laughter is the best form of chemistry. Thanks for joining us on this week's Give Me Some Headlines, where the conversation on Wax will be all about that crazy world of dating and the tough shit men going through out here. You feel me? Where you are the Avengers, Thanos is the internet, and Endgame is everyone else's opinion on your relationship. P, how we doing tonight?
It's your dog, P. Henry Trotter IV, aka Home Run Try, aka Casino P, aka Mr. Long P, aka Mock Tube, aka your grandma's favorite house guest, because that boy got manners. Man, we doing wonderful on this wonderful record night, on this beautiful, crisp, warm, mellow, mild evening that we got out here, man. It's been hot as hell, but it's less so right now. I feel real, real good. But we doing great, man. We doing great.
Beautiful, beautiful. Man. Yeah, what's up, bro, man? You done had your ear to the streets in the wonderful world of the internet this week, man.
I have been into these streets somewhat. as much as a man of my current status can be in these streets on these internets, I have been in them. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to season 3, episode 90 of Give Me Some Headlines. These are Conversations on Wax, and I am your co-host, one half of the Cowboys, City the Kid, aka COD the Cater Boy Music, aka Tabula Rasa, aka Big Tabby the Cool Cat, aka Montavious Dyson. And to everyone in the COWmunity, I say, I did this week's fliggity, 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 fliggity. Who on All the Flight Deck is about a cartoon, much like The Simpsons, predicting the future. And I'm going to make sure they get the proper credit. You understand me?
Okay.
The Boondocks warned y'all niggas about Usher, and I'm going to play y'all the evidence.
Yay! Oh, yeah.
What is it, honey? Wait, is that Usher?
Yes! Oh my god! He's coming over! I can't believe this.
Oh, you hit the table.
Hey, how you doing, babe?
Hi, Mr. Usher. I can't believe it's you. I'm Sarah.
You have a beautiful smile, Sarah. Sarah, smile. Oh, won't you smile and welcome me?
Song.
Sarah.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, God. That was beautiful.
This is what I do.
Oh, this is, Tom.
Yes, I'm Tom. Just Tom.
Hey, how you doing?
Just Tom. Bruh. The Boondocks tried to warn these niggas a long time ago and let them know Usher had bitch acting brand new, bruh. And ain't nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? All the niggas has gotten is more cold with time. And that tiny desk ain't do nobody no favors. We told y'all about that shit last week. And this week's flight deck is all about the discourse around mother, baby mother, Keke Palmer. Keke, like anybody with good common sense and a couple $100, was out in Vegas and took her ass to go see Usher. Now, them ain't the problem.
Right.
Them ain't the problem. Them ain't what caused the issue. What caused the issue is her man bitch ass decided to fuck our timeline up and complain about her outfit in public instead of having a conversation with a woman. You feel what I'm saying? P, this the outfit. How you feel about it, man? I'm gonna just toss it to you, man.
It's a wonderful outfit, man. I mean, obviously it's some sheer, so it show her legs, but it got, she's smart up top, but it looks very tasteful. It accents her wonderful lines and her best features. Hair laid, makeup looks great. Glam team did a wonderful job. Obviously Usher is excited about it because look at the smile on his face. Yeah, man, it look very tasteful. Like it's a bodysuit, but it's like things are covered. So and like the things are accented. It's not, it don't look crazy to me at all. It looked like it's a nice outfit to go to a concert. Oh yeah.
And
then
now with the back. Now with the back in your face. Now how you feel about it?
Was it on
for the audio cast? All I was showing him was the front, and then I just clicked on the back. Yeah, it showed what the Charlie Wilsons is looking like.
The yams. What's your man? Teddy. What's his last name? He passed away. He
Pender ass.
Teddy pinned her ass down. Ted, he's a comedian, and he made the comment about Buddy being double cheeked up on a Thursday. Keke
Big Teddy.
Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But Keke, the back of this outfit is definitely showing you them assets. And they look like they doing three sets of 15 on the kickbacks and on the quad curls. What's the hamstring curls? Because that thing look the contour is nice on it. Congratulations, mostly.
I decided day one not to have an opinion on this. You know why?
Why is that?
She ain't my bitch.
Yes, that's the
I don't
best
care
policy.
what any woman who not mine do. I don't want to vote. I don't want to say in a relationship. I don't care how they resolve the issue. I know if it result in her being single, it ain't gonna work out good for bruh. Cause if ever your boy get a shot, flinging his arrow, you feel me? I could give a damn. Now,
and that's the thing also is
what a lot of people do is go put themselves in either person's shoes and then argue from that perspective. I have been in bruh shoes with a woman who, that's what I look for is women who are wildly attractive. Women who are wildly attractive like to feel that way. And they do so in all kind of ways. If they, like, I ain't dated a woman who I ain't felt like was sexy as fuck without her hair done, without her nails done, without her feet done, wearing a t-shirt and some basketball shorts. I ain't dated a woman who I wouldn't be like, you might have to slide them basketball shorts off, shout it. I ain't dated a woman who I wouldn't fuck wearing some bullshit.
Yeah.
That don't mean that she has to wear bullshit to make me feel comfortable. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
I have been in scenarios where I've been out with my woman and she was wearing some shit where her whole cheek is at. Like duped up, walking around Miami. You feel what I'm saying? As a young nigga. And I might have had one conversation about it and I left that shit with the resolve of feeling like one or two things is the case. You could take that shit as disrespect and feel like you need to cover up and blah, 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 blah. Or you could take that shit as one of the many signs, like singing like a crazy person all times of the day because she feel comfortable being her true self around you. You could take the fact that your woman dress like that in your presence as she feels safe and comfortable that you are protecting her when she's out like that. And that ain't about fighting every random nigga who got something to say about your blessing. It's about knowing ain't shit gonna happen to me cause my nigga got me. You understand me?
Right.
It's about ain't nobody out here think just cause I'm dressed like this, they got a shot because I got a man and a child who everybody understand my priority lives with. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
If you allow for the way your woman dress when she leave the house from being with you to make you insecure about what going on in that house, that's something that internally your girl can't address with what she put on the outside of her body.
100%.
You feel what I'm saying?
100%.
That don't go to say that as a man you don't get to have opinions about what's respectable and how you have opinions on how your lady carry herself. But that simply goes to say you got decisions to make. You don't get to control how your lady move. You get to decide whether or not that's your lady.
Right.
And from the outside looking in, it's obvious to me that this and more of this is coming for young Miss Keke Palmer because she has nonstop been vocal about how much she loves the effect of becoming a mother has had on her body. Anybody with common sense knows that that woman is going to then share that with the world because she is proud.
Yeah.
She has been saying since she had that baby, how it gave her hips, how it, like the body is bodying and like anybody who has common sense could see this coming from a mile away. She is in love with what being a mother has done to her life and to her physical form. She is going to talk about it constantly, and she is going to share that with the world in both forms of her art. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just obvious to me that if you have chosen this woman, then you need to have these conversations with this woman. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Because it's wild that had he had a problem with it, you could have addressed this before y'all left the house. Like, y'all didn't meet at the concert, I'm assuming.
I only think he was there.
It's on there. Okay. But even still, man, like you said, it's not even a story if he don't take it to the internet. I don't think it's a story. It's not a...
With everything I said, bro, I got some video evidence that changed everything for me. Now, I told you I decided not to have an opinion until we did the show, and then we just gonna respond in real time to it. You feel?
This bit.
I'm gonna hit you with that beautiful beam footage. Tell me what you think.
Okay.
Does that change anything for you?
Again, it does not. It doesn't. Like you said, Buddy can only do one thing. You can choose whether this is your lady or not. And
speaking as to whether or not it would bother you if it was your lady, does the outfit impact differently? Does her having her ass cheeks out impact you differently if you know that she is turning around and switching her ass cheeks for men to view and look at? Because I think that matters. It's one thing to wear that outfit. It's another thing to turn around and present your ass to Usher and then switch your ass cheeks back and forth as he sings "There Goes My Baby."
I think that I definitely understand where you're coming from. Like, I'm not trying to gloss over it. Like,
I didn't even comment on rubbing the front with Usher.
The hip, the. For me, it's hard for me to put myself in that position because it's just not my situation. Would I like it? I would definitely. I would feel some heat under my underarms and.
Do you think this happens if he don't make the slick comment? Because his comment hit social media prior to the actual enjoyment of the show, almost like he was trying to ruin Shawty good time. Do you think all that happens without that addition?
Oh, so Kiki's dude made the comment before all of this transpired? Before the video we saw? Oh, yeah.
To my knowledge, yeah.
Oh, okay. So if that's the case, I think that may have been a reaction. So my initial response was going to be, I feel like she was in the moment. She feels great because she looked so great. And it was just it's a public display. I don't think of disrespect. I just think it's a public display of how good she feels in the moment. Like, she is even... I know she's in a relationship. Know she, like, that guy is the father of her child. I feel like most women in that position kind of get lost in the moment because Buddy is who he is. Like, the Boondocks showed us that how many years ago? It's been over 10 years since that episode aired. And so
dude's been responding by posting countless other celebrity females who went to Usher's show and didn't do all that extra shit though.
Oh, really? Oh.
Mm-hmm. From Sweetie to like other artists and shit. Like, not everybody does all that.
Oh.
And like, some of the defenses have been fun. I told you, like, if that's my lady, like, I ain't tripping. But some of the defenses have been laughable. They've been saying shit like she an entertainer. She not performing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's not a performance. That is how she
they've been saying shit like,
in that moment. I feel like that's very
you ain't genuine. In her tax bracket, so you don't get to have an opinion. I'm like, most famous niggas, women that they date ain't in their tax bracket. So we gonna shut the hell up about anything rich men do moving forward, right? Like the amount of misogyny that it's okay if it come from a person with a vagina is ridiculous. As far as the ideologies that they push and some of the shit they say, it says that they don't want equality. They want to be the matriarch in a misogynist society. And I think that's wildly unhealthy. But excuse me. Most of all, man, I just want to let people know that from jump, the Boondocks motherfucking episode was always based on real events. And I'm going to share the documentary with you.
I believe it was season 2, and we went out to celebrate. It was me and my wife at the time, who I'm divorced from now. But
yeah, you will.
And Aaron Magruder and his girlfriend, and then his assistant and his girlfriend. And so we all went out to eat, and we were having a good time, and we got into this conversation about the R. Kelly episode, right? And so my ex-wife, she did not like that episode. She didn't think it was funny at all. She didn't think she thought we shouldn't have done it. And she took it really, really, she was like really upset about it. And we're at the table and she just like goes off about it, right? And so I'm going somewhere with this. So the table, it's all weird. The energies, the vibe is all kind of messed up. And she's sitting there like, refusing to eat food at Mr. Child's. His food was really great and expensive, and she's refusing to touch her plate because she's protesting against this R. Kelly episode. But then Usher walks into the restaurant, and all of a sudden she lights up, and she starts like, she's smiling and like, you know what I'm saying, like blushing and all this stuff. And I'm like, what is going on? I didn't even realize Usher walked in. I just noticed that she was all of a sudden in a great mood. And then so I looked over and I saw Usher was like sitting right behind us. And she was like turned around, like trying to get his attention and waving and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm extremely embarrassed at this point. I was already embarrassed with the R. Kelly, so I'm like extremely embarrassed at this point. And then so we got ready to leave and we headed towards the door. And I remember I turned around and looked back and she was over at his table. She was over his table and she was telling us to come back. Right, so we like slowly walked back over to Usher's table, and so she started introducing everybody to Usher. So she was like, "Usher, this is Aaron, and this is Sean." And then she got to me, and she said, "This is Carl." And yeah, so it was a long ride home, right? And then the next day, I came into the office, and they were like, we putting that in the show. That's going in the show. So a fun fact, I played the waiter, right? That came over to get the plate of ice cream and saw Tom was all sad. And he was like, "Sorry, man." He said, "I wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though." That was me. And I did let it happen to me.
Just let y'all know, bro. Like, Usher been a menace. And after that little bit of comment, I'm going to hit y'all with something real and toss it to my guy P, man.
Yeah.
As a mature man, I have a very simple definition of cheat. It is doing or engaging in absolutely anything you wouldn't want your partner doing.
Oh, okay.
That is the definition of cheating, because you playing the game in a way you don't want your partner playing this shit.
Yeah.
If Keke Palmer would have an issue with her man letting a woman who is wearing a leotard, which is the definition of an outfit that cuts above the vagina like that, is the bathing suit cut, with her ass out, grinding on his thigh, and then turning around and presenting her ass to him as he sings to her, she shouldn't be out doing that shit. That's very simple to me. That is the definition of cheat. If you doing shit you don't want your partner doing, that's cheating and it's disrespectful. That ain't my relationship. Everybody I've talked to understands that that's how I define it. I don't go around doing shit or engaging in shit that I don't want you doing. I am never the other half of a male-female interaction doing shit that I wouldn't want my lady doing. I dance with bitches in the club. I don't care if my bitch down with bitches in the club. What I don't do is sit in the VIP with a bitch in my lap hugged up for an hour and some change, because I don't want my bitch in some nigga VIP in their lap. You feel me? If I don't want my bitch goddamn letting niggas buy her drinks, guess what I do when she get ready to go out? Give her money for fucking drinks. You see what I'm saying? Be the solution. That's all I'm gonna say, bitch nigga. Be the solution. You feel me? I toss it to you for your final thoughts on the issue, my guy.
Yeah. Usher, I don't think Usher's the menace in this scenario, because he responding to how people are. He responds to how he's being responded to, and that's not his problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his problem. Like if I go,
Pete,
yes,
can I
sir.
do you a favor?
Yes, sir. Is you gonna give me some headlines?
I'm gonna give you one. This week we gonna be very direct.
Yeah,
Sticking in relationships, dog.
yeah.
Bruh, men been through it this week, this month. June wasn't good. Pride month wasn't good for men. Not cis hetero. Your boy Adam 22, Mr. No Jumper, Mr. Non Larry Bird, got married to a beautiful young woman by the name of Lena the Plug.
Shouts out.
Shouts out to them. Is an adult film star, and I believe he himself dabbles in it as well. I don't really consume porno that involves pink panahin, so I wouldn't know. If I can't picture myself, what am I doing? Anyway, moving forward, little something about me. This nigga wife, him and his wife have been doing scenes with other women throughout the entirety of their relationship, and it hasn't been an issue. And about 2 weeks after they got married, she decided to do a scene with another man. It is wildly uncomfortable, and just to make it a little bit more uncomfortable, I'm gonna show you a picture of them from September of last year, about 4 months before the wedding, at a porno con type event. And this is Mr. Jason Love. This is Lena the Plug looking up at Jason Love, and this is her husband right here. Neither one of them seem to be paying attention to a thing this motherfucker saying.
Not at all.
Like neither one of them. Like
not in this screenshot. No.
like she. Yeah. But when she decided to do the scene with another man, she knew exactly who she wanted to do it with. What are your thoughts on this, bro? This is the promo pic that I screenshotted from the video, letting the world know that the scene was gonna happen. Like, how would you feel if you're Adam and this is your wife getting ready to go to work after the entirety of y'all building y'all romance? She had chosen to not work with any male partner other than you.
Again, it's harder for me to put myself in that position, but
pun intended.
Use it. But at the same time, and like not even on from a cheating standpoint, is he was allowed to do. I guess they were having sex with the female,
dozens and dozens. They was T.I. and Tiny in them hoes.
They were doing it together, right?
Yeah,
so it wasn't just him by himself at any point. So that's why I was getting
that. I can't speak to, but I know that they did scenes together from what they spoke to.
And so I guess
everything I know about their situation is from their podcast. I don't consume their art.
I got you. And so neither do I. But
not their cinema. I consume the art through their podcast, but not through their cinema.
Oh, okay. I don't consume either. But from like my understanding is like if it's, I kind of subscribe to your assertion that if if I'm not allowed to do this in the relationship, then I wouldn't expect my partner to, to engage in such activities. So if she's allowing Buddy to do his thing with those young ladies outside of their relationship without her being present, then I don't see why, it's the quid pro quo. I don't know if that stands as.
Let me stop you right there. What's good for the goose is good for the gander type shit.
Yeah,
brethren, that's all fine and well until you start to talk about elements that are not relevant when a man has sex with another woman and goes back to his lady, and a lady has sex with another man and goes back to her man. Like,
it wasn't hard to come back to your. I was in a lot of pain for a few days, so having sex was,
it was reupholstered.
You were a little traumatized by me being like, ouch, hold on.
At first, yeah. But that did go away pretty quickly.
It took like 3 or 4 days, yeah.
Yeah. You feel like it snapped back? Well, you never had the natural birth that you were planning on.
I don't believe that vagina stretches from having once for 40 minutes with a bigger.
I mean,
all of that had to be tough to hear. I got goosebumps. A little freckles.
I feel like with him being in
to
the position that he's in, I feel like he had to have expected that. And I feel like he's.
Oh, he's seen the nigga piece. He knew it was bigger. He knew what he was getting into once he got into it, or what his lady was about to allow to get into her.
And I feel like with him, he's a lot like he more based on. He a content based dude, so like to be able to steal, pun intended, headlines with, you know what I mean? Because like they've been. It's only so many times I guess you can do this, because after the first time it kind of loses its luster. But like when you do it, like on the heels of your nuptials, to do something like this and like to have like all this attention be garnered, and I'm assuming they did it. I think they have like an OnlyFans platform or something like that. So,
what's the vibe like between you guys? Anything I should know about?
I don't think there's a really vibe. I think it's like a business thing, but I feel just very uncomfortable with this right now.
Okay, so Jason, give me a genuine review. How was it?
You want like a number scale, or just like
numbers? Sounds like it could be hurtful, but if it's a high number, sure.
Like a 4.
100%, 9 out of 10.
Really, 9 out of 10. Who's a 10?
Well, obviously her.
Oh.
That's not awkward, bro. This shit just awkward as fuck, bro.
For me, it's good.
It get worse and worse. I feel like it's the longest cuck intro in porn history.
Just want to get your thoughts on that, and if how people should think about that in the context of me being, the silent third party in all this.
It's not really a cuck situation. It's more of like two people coming and making an understanding.
Yeah.
So if you're cool with it, then it is what it is. Me personally, I don't know if I have enough in me to allow it, but everyone's different.
It would be kind of weird for you to find a dude bigger than you. Maybe.
Well, I have enough in me to allow it, but with it, then it is what it is. Me personally, I don't know if I have enough in me to allow it, but everyone's different.
It would be kind of weird.
A true professional, a nigga who really that's what he do.
That's what they do for a living.
Looked you right in your face and said, "Wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though." And now the audience and COWmunity understand why we slid into this GSH front of flight thing. Because the type of logic of these niggas who coming out and saying, you get with a bad bitch, you gotta see this shit coming and blah 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 and all this kind of shit. I feel like y'all niggas don't understand that Keke Palmer situation is a 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old fight that has led to a slippery slope that brought us to Adam 22. So do what worked for you in your shit, but know that it's a certain way this shit could go shit. You feel me? Like, how you feel, man? I talk to you for your closing thoughts on Adam 22 and Lena to getting plugged.
Man, that was tough to watch. Cause you can just see from as somebody who's spent a good part of their life in a profession where you learn body language and inflection and tonality, a lot of what she was saying a lot by not saying a lot. And buddy Jason Love he said he basically told you, like, yeah, I wouldn't have the gall to do what you did. And I don't even think he was.
He said, "Nigga, you wild."
It wasn't penis size that he was talking about. It was the action of, like, bro, you just got married a couple weeks ago, and like this is where you are. Like, I don't think after me being married,
her getting fucked by another dude ain't supposed to be a part of your honeymoon phase.
Yeah. But I mean,
consensual
like you said,
or not,
buddy, like it's not our lady. So if that's how he feel and like where their relationship is and like what they want to do, then I put myself into their shoes. I couldn't. Not me.
From the outside looking in, it seemed apparent to me this nigga trying to convince himself he okay with it.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing.
Or now that it's done, it is, well, since we're here, I might as well.
We watching them cope.
Oh yeah, like watching them cope in public, and even outside of that, or in addition to that, we watching him try to maximize that opportunity.
I feel like the show been a little bit heavy, so we gonna cut to a little GSH commercial break real quick. And I like to put wild assertions and theories out there and make myths about how the world came to be, because we should still be writing new fairy tales. And I'm thinking about working on some fuck anybody who try to steal this idea, that talk about the origin of fairy godmothers. And I am very much of the belief that grandmas are the origin of fairy godmothers, because tabula rasa is all based on the theory that even the most mystical of things are based in reality, because humans are blank slates and can only create from that which they have consumed. And I feel like it's a hood fairy godmother type of conversation, man. And it's a chick who has a company where she sells sweet treats and things like that. And her grandma just kicking it with her while she prepares some products.
Watch me bake while my Gimme talk in the background.
I make macaroni and cheese. You eat like a pig. You think he wanted?
He knows she gonna jump in.
I would never eat honey cooked shit. We don't shop know how to do something. Every year you got it on. I forgot too much of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
I don't want them to be overfilled, Grandma.
I said I'm done.
Okay, that's enough. You wasting it. That's enough.
You ain't got no tenders,
Grandma.
You ain't got no tenders. What you mean?
Milk.
I don't need the shit. I just pour it in. Maybe my shit be good. I just dump it in the house.
Really, Grandma?
Oh, man, the shit. I'm not being real. Don't you put on there?
Mm-mm.
Why?
They don't like it like that.
Oh, how you know?
Grandma, that's not what I sell.
I have some glove over there.
My phone.
Where they?
Ring.
Why do that?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of raggedy. Cook real food, don't cook junk food.
Grandma, what you doing? Put that. Put the clothes so they can cook, so they won't fall down.
I'll cook for you coming over.
Okay, but don't open it no more. Please.
Did I just tell you I would cook for you coming over?
But Grandma, I be making these so I know what's gonna get seen.
I do too. Shut up.
And get pulled over.
I don't give a shit. I tighten his face. I say to one God, that I get in my car and I ain't got no tag. I put the blue lights. Kind of always that. I don't know nobody calling me, asking me shit. Because y'all took the damn lights with me. I'll put play on. I saw what this made goodbye. The oldest of them. Why did you down 2 feet?
Let's stick it in here.
Oh shit. I cook more than you ever seen anybody cook. Thank you, that's gonna make me mad. Why your foot don't grow? Look at her. She thinks she doing something. Look at her. God damn, what the hell did you get the Amazon?
Because they are burnt.
That's not burnt. Let's open that stove no more. Shut up.
And shouts out to SGN on TikTok for sharing that beautiful moment with us between her and her grandma. It gave me all the feels and all the flashbacks. It had me think about my grandma Tob and the best advice I ever got in the kitchen. She said, baby, heat don't change the taste of shit. You want to know if it gonna taste good? Taste the shit before you cook it. I said, what? She said, taste that shit. I was like, oh, that ain't it. She said, all right then, don't waste no time then. Ain't no reason to put it in the oven. She said, try to fix it or throw that shit away. You hear me? Grandma's in the kitchen keep it so funky with you. She said, I don't measure
all the way
shit.
out. I don't measure. I just dump it in there. That's why my food tastes so good.
Man, and I just toss it to you after that commercial break for your thoughts, man, and what that made you think about, and if you want to share a quick anecdote, man.
I absolutely do, man. The most recent grandmother cooking experience I had was when I went to the shout out to the West Side, shout out to Simpson Ave, West Side, Atlanta, Banghead. I went to Big Homie grandma house, man, and his aunt was cooking, and her mother, his grandmother, was there. We stopped through on the way up to the mountain. And his grandmother was critiquing while she was in the kitchen. Like, so we was in there, we was sitting there watching some show on ABC. The Company You Keep is the show. We was watching these episodes of this show. And it was me and him sitting in the living room with his grandma, and his auntie was in there cooking, and she just kept throughout the process just criticizing. His aunt was in that door, and she was like, so when the first one was like, she was in there cooking for about 10 minutes or something. She was making eggs, and she was making like an egg. She's baking eggs, and her grandma thought she was like scrambling. She said, it take 10 minutes to cook eggs. This bitch taking forever. And she just kept making comments like that. And so and we got to sit down. She called us to the table to finally come in there and eat. And they put the dish in front, and she put the dish in front of us and walked back to the his aunt put the dish in front of us, walked back to the sink, and his grandma said, "The fuck is that?" I've been cooking for, I ain't never seen no fucking eggs look like that. and she it was something else that happened, and the daughter made a comment to her mom, and mom was like, I don't give a fuck. Bro. And so it was like the funniest experience. And like one of the final comments was, "Oh, I'd have made some shit way better than this. If I was in there, you should you need me to get in there and do it." And like, bro, so it was a lot like, it took me back to that moment of listening to this young lady during her cooking process, like just listening to the feedback that grandmothers get, because your grandmother's main goal in life is
I
for
cook
you to
real
fed.
food. I don't cook junk food. That she hit it with something just like that.
Yeah, and it's that your grandmother's main job in life is to keep you fed, and they have to be involved in the process. And the reason because grandma's not able to is because she can't be, because she has dementia, and so she can't be around the stove and everything like that. And so her thing now is she coach, and she a college coach essentially. Like she cussing you, she yelling at you. You got to get your shit together. You better come give 110%, or you getting.
She Patrick Ewing. When have you shot that shot? Spin around, one-legged fade away. You practice that? When? Then he said, "Yeah." He said, "When?"
Dead ass, bro. That's funny. That's a good time. Shout out to grandmamas, man, and keeping the world. Grandmamas keep the world fed on God.
Hey, can I do you a favor?
Is you gonna give me your headline?
Oh, the nigga tried to predictive programming me. You goddamn right. You feel me? It look like I got titties this episode. That kind been hitting the gym. It ain't cause I ain't. You feel me? Just so y'all know. You feel me? Them pectorals, not titty torals. The Kang Dynasty lives. The Kang Dynasty lives. NYPD has evidence to arrest Jonathan Major's ex. But you know damn well said they weren't gonna let that nigga throw a haymaker without a counterpunch. 10-year-old allegations of additional abuse against Jonathan Majors arise shortly following the evidence that would support that this allegation is bullshit. Hit the courts. What are your thoughts on the new headline, and which one would you rather hear the article on? The evidence to arrest his current ex, or the headline that references an allegation from 10 years ago?
I want to hear that. I haven't heard about the arrest, so I kind of want to hear that article and hear what that's about.
Oh, they trying to play me because I paid on my phone and I ain't paid on the iPad. The New York Times. We both know how they want their money. We talked about that last week. New York Times want their coin.
Yeah.
Well, I read this article, so I'll give you a summation of it. We here give me some headlines. Usually like to just give you the nitty gritty, the actual article from the service provider, but the author, they won't even let me see the author. Well, fuck you guys. Basically, he presented video evidence that substantiated every claim he made, and he simply talked through the video rather than make any claims that didn't have evidence that directly supported what he said. So it doesn't immediately make them drop the allegations against him because her claims of abuse could have not been recorded. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't invalidate the need for due process or the respect that her allegation deserves. Make no mistake about it. Regardless of whether or not he had been abused, I don't believe that destroys the need to protect a woman from abuse. You understand me?
Right. Sure, you're right.
I don't even think I need to justify that or expound on that. I'm just being a not piece of shit human being when I communicate that. So I toss it to you for your thoughts, and just to speak to the allegations from 10 years ago. Make no mistake about it, he been doing some fucking in this past decade. And what that says to me, it clearly says that when trying to find a counterpunch, they had to go back 10 years to find somebody willing to say something negative about this young man.
Yeah,
think about this. They got 50 people to say some fuck shit about Cosby. And in the world of social media and being able to track and know anybody ever messaged, they had to go back 10 years to find somebody willing to say something negative about a nigga who ain't but like 30-something, 40.
Yeah, man. I just hate the situation altogether. Anytime that there is like domestic assault, domestic abuse, any type of allegation, whether it's going one way or the other, man, it's just something that I hate, man, because you don't know. Obviously, like, people's private lives are their private lives, and everybody's entitled to their private life and should be entitled to their privacy. And the world is the world, so you always gonna have it, because it's as old as time is itself. Since people started cohabitating, you've had instances of things happening within the home that happen between two people who are cohabitating that space. It's just something I just hate hearing come out. Or I hate the action, and I definitely hate when there is false accusations. That's the thing that I hate the most. Not the most, but definitely despise false accusations and putting people.
I speak on behalf of Give Me Some Headlines when I say we hate accurate accusations and the piece of shit who perpetrates the violence the most.
Yeah, 100%.
Very close second are the pieces of shit who engage in false accusations because all they do is make it more difficult to prosecute real ones.
Right.
So just to get y'all the logic behind that, we stand firm together. We are not diametrically opposed. This is not a debate show. This is a conversation on wax. And we are in line when it comes to that, my brother.
Yeah. And so I was watching The Idol last night, which is the show that's produced, I think, by The Weeknd. I think he's a producer, executive producer of this show.
That's going to be one of the first joints we do for our TV show joint. Yeah. And there's one of the scenes in this movie is like, it's a very disjointed show, but one of the scenes in the movie is, or the miniseries is, the idol, the young lady who was the idol, her ex-boyfriend comes back into her life, and The Weeknd is her current lover, and he gets jealous, and he orchestrates an interaction when that young man's leaving the room of the idol, and it ends up spoiler alert,
and it ends up in something happening. It ends up in some allegations. And so it's tough, man, because like you want to believe that the truth will come out, but you also want to believe that people aren't trumping things up just so charges stick, because we're already here. So like if our one point is torn down, well, let's go find somebody else and coax them into so it's a tough go, man. Like and the legal system is, a lot of it is predicated on people wanting to win, and you hope it's based on, the principle is based on putting people, punitive action being taken against criminals and people who engage in criminal activity, regardless of what that activity is. Like if it is a harm to the general public, and people are causing harm, then there are punitive damages for those actions. When it is based on people's win-loss record in a courtroom, I find it to be a problem, and I hope that's not what this new iteration of this case is.
I feel like shit been heavy, man, and we been kind of putting it on their neck there. You feel what I'm saying? So, as you always do, raining down blessings and positive energy. If you could, I wish you would do the blessing and favor of telling me and the audience something good.
Yes, sir. Man, this one is near and dear to my heart this week, bruh. And this tell me something good. This week, we taking it to not inanimate things, but things that very much have a whole lot of life and a whole lot of movement. And this movement is only continue to gain steam as we get further and further away from some this global thing that happened in recent years, man. But I was reading some stories, and like I like to try to get a sense of, what's going on out there in the world, not just in like our personal lives, because the past week we talked about somebody who's a close personal friend of the show.
Yes, sir.
And I definitely want to give like the world its just due. Like I found an NPR story that was super dope. But I chose not to go with that one. I chose to go with this one because I thought it takes us into a different direction. It is something that we as members of the COWmunity and the founders of the COWmunity definitely have an affinity for, and we have an aspiration to not only be consumers of this thing, but we also would like to be vendors of this thing, man. But the story I read was, dog, farmers markets doing numbers right now. So
they doing numbers?
They doing numbers right now. So in 1994, there were 2,000, roughly about 2,000 registered with the USDA farmers markets in the United States. In 2020, during the pandemic, they were considered non-essential workers, so they were shut down. Like going into the pandemic, they were gaining some steam, and it took a hit during the pandemic. But then towards the end of it, like people wanted to be, you had to do things where we were outside, and they have vastly increased from about 5,000 in 2020. Now there's over 7,000 registered farmers markets with the USDA, bro. And
take that, Bill Gates. Fuck boy.
One farmers market, I think it's in the Chicago area, they have like noticed that they went from, during 2020, they went from 5,000 to 10,000 people. Now they averaging 8,000 to 15,000 people per week coming into their farmers market, man. So shouts out to folks who out there going to farmers markets and supporting their local communities, because there's no, and I saw somebody, his name is Greg Eisenberg. Shout out Greg Eisenberg. Greg has a platform, and he's built a couple of companies, but he has a platform where he's helping people to tell you about the most important thing is, if you're selling anything or you have any business, and it's the community of people that you represent, and showing up and bringing value to that community, which is what we try to do here with the COWmunity. But he was saying that he's recently gotten into farmers markets, and he has recently gotten into like supporting his local economy, and he was showing like some of the goods and stuff that he got. Like he gets his dog treats from there, coffee, produce, like all of these different things, man. But shout out to the Braeswood Farmers Market. That's the local farmers market that me and the lady go to, man. Shout out to A&E Smokehouse. That's where we get our cooked meats. Shout out to B&W Meat Market. That's where we get our uncooked meats, to where your dog throw them things on the grill. Shout out to, we pay a lot for our eggs, man, but hands down, I do not mind paying for quality. And for 12 eggs from these folks, I would be willing to give up even more than I actually do pay, because of the quality of those joints, man. So, and I'm about to throw. Let me throw my dog, because I got into farmers markets before I moved to Houston. I was in the A, and my dog COD, Decatur Boy Music, COD MD, the doctor, 5th of 5, introduced me to these joints, and he put me on to the whole wave. And so this Tell Me Something Good probably wouldn't be possible without him. So I'm gonna let him shout out the farmers market that he put me on.
Shouts out to your DeKalb Farmers Market in Decatur, right on Ponce de Leon. I think it's like 3,000 Ponce de Leon Avenue or something like that. If it's in the 330, we getting dirty. Shouts out to the home team. Special guest mentioned the Nam De Moon up there off of Windy Hill for when the nigga was all the way in Marietta and couldn't get all the way to the crib. And also shouts out to the special farmer market down off 75, where we used to get like the 25 pounds of wings for like $27. You know what I'm talking about? That shit was crazy. We barbecue. Yeah. We've been on them markets. Yeah, saying we've been supporting. Yeah, shit did.
shout out to the unofficial markets that happen in cities like Fair Hope, Alabama, because shout out to Deacon Riley. Deacon Riley used to grow his own greens, tomatoes, cucumbers, all types of things in his backyard. And in our yard, we had figs and pecans. And so him and that's why I learned bartership, because my granddaddy and Deacon Riley would sit out front and they would talk about like that exchange, like, well, how many of these equal how many of these, or how much of that equal how much of this. And he would go to different, like, folks would grow like peaches and stuff like that, or like lemons and stuff, man. And they would go barter, and they would come around and they would have more than they needed or more than they actually wanted in their crib. And how many of them you got? Oh, you got them sweet potatoes. How many of the sweet potatoes you got this week? More than what you need? Well, I went fishing yesterday and I got a few catfish. I got a few croaker. I got some crabs. I'm willing to come off of some of them. You willing to come off some of the sweet potatoes? And so, the homegrown farmers markets of like Black people and just that trade within the neighborhood, man, has always been a part of my upbringing. And so
most definitely you were a fish in water. Like, you knew exactly where you was and what was going down when you hit the farmers market. You may have like not been privy, but you was hip like a motherfucker. It almost remind me of when we was sliding through Alabama and we seen homie with the watermelons, and we was like, oh shit.
Yeah.